My name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at a monster Christmas sale that has just begun over on the Switch eShops, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Ton of games this week though, 24 you all, coming in under $10, so yeah, again, like incredible week, that is for sure. A quick shout out then though to RedDeerGames, who were kind enough to sponsor today's video with their latest release, Trash Quest. We'll be talking about that one a little later in the video, but with that luck, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we will do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. So with so many games, this is gonna be quickfire. Any games that I've reviewed though, I'll be linking them in the pinned comment down below. I'll also let you know that information in the top left of the screen. Then also every deal today, a new all-time low price, so I don't need to keep saying that over and over. So first up, a Super Magbot, a recent release this one. It's a puzzle platformer with a key difference: you cannot jump. The idea, use magnetism instead to push and pull our character all over this world. It packs a simplistic story around saving the galaxy from evil that's tearing through it, and there's going to be core levels and then boss moments as well. I loved the pixel work though throughout, and just expect here a learning curve with the controls. It's currently rocking 89% off. Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX then got mixed reviews, but I fell into the camp of appreciating the work on display. A remake that's packing here new HD graphics, gameplay tweaks, new animations and even some new levels as well. It's incredibly challenging at points, borderline frustrating, but that was definitely a part of the era. Not feeling the new look? Also, you can jump into retro mode for that classic 8-bit style if that's the way you prefer your platforming. It's rocking 50% off though, the first time it's ever been sub $10. If you want something more modern in style then check out Dead or School with 67% off. This is always a popular one when I do bring it up. It's an action adventure that was for sure influenced by the world of Metroidvanias, given the exploration and branching paths. The idea, those zombies, they've taken over this world, but you want to go to school, a place you've heard was magical, so you set out to find now students and teachers by basically killing everything. Expect to hear a ton of enemies and boss moments to take down, and yeah, it's for sure budget, but it packs a ton of charm. A shout out then to RedDeerGames again for sponsoring today's video with their latest release, Trash Quest, a bite-sized Metroidvania that's going to run right around a couple of hours, and it's rocking a monster launch discount of 80% off. It released over on Steam originally and received positive reviews. The idea though, you're on a space station known as the Deliverance, you're preparing for a long voyage ahead. You'll be a raccoon and of course things go wrong. The spin here though, the bite-sized nature of it, you'll have a single spawn point, so there's no checkpoints. You can expect exploration though and combat, even some boss moments, and then if you do die, yes, you respawn at that single location, but you'll be keeping your power-ups, your abilities, and then also any shortcuts you found, they remain unlocked. It's all presented then in this old school, almost Game Boy style, you know, chunky pixels, a limited colour range, but I grew up on the Game Boy, so it packs a ton of nostalgia for me. Check it out though, I've linked it in the pinned comment down below. It's super budget, and again, like a shout out to RedDeerGames for sponsoring today's video. Vaporum is here then with 80% off, a steampunk dungeon crawler. It's not a genre I've spent a huge amount of time with personally. Think here though, grid-based crawling, but it has a few modern additions like faster, more smooth movement if you do prefer. The idea though, get in this tower, solve like environmental puzzles, take down enemies and get that loot. Story-wise, you're stranded in the ocean, you see a tower, now go investigate. Burnout Paradise Remastered then may not have been the entry we were asking for, but there's still a charm in seeing Burnout back, and it's a hell of a port as well. It packs all DLC and it looks absolutely stunning. The open world exploration of this one tasks you with finding a whole host of challenges using well over 100 vehicles. Weaknesses wise, no crossplay, which was disappointing, and I prefer to go race to race, not this exploration style. It makes you stop at traffic lights to get a fence, but that feels almost, you know, anti-Burnout. It just feels weird using a brake. 67% off though, I really do not think you can go wrong. Figment is always worth a shout out, and I've always considered it a hidden gem, but it seems it was popular enough to justify the announcement of a sequel at the latest Indie World Direct. I'm definitely psyched to see it. An action-adventure, it's all about exploration, environmental puzzles, and then minor combat, but the real charm here, it's actually the story. You play Dusty, the former voice of courage. You're pushing back now against nightmares in someone's mind. It's critically acclaimed, absolutely deserved, and it's racking 90% off. A UK EU AU exclusive then, No More Heroes, we're getting both the first and second entry on sale for 50% off. If you've never played these, absolutely worth it. You're taking on the role of Travis Touchdown, and you're basically out to scale the leaderboards of the world's best assassins. Incredible stuff though, great ports, for sure weird sense of humour, and yeah, they're up there as personal favourites. Just know the price above, that's each, not for both. Golf Story then needs a little introduction. It's matching the low price in the US and Canada, but it is a new low price for everyone else. Many were hoping to see Sports Story, the upcoming sequel, at the Indie Direct, but sadly that was not the case. Instead though, why not revisit the original here if you haven't already? An adventure RPG, the idea you're following a golfer who is taking one last shot at his dream. Got a ton of charm this one though, it's considered a Switch classic at this point, and it is 56% off. Morbid, the 7 Acolytes didn't gel with me initially, but once I got past its tutorials, I actually found a lot to like. The idea though, it kept me pushing forward, you know, a horror punk action RPG, and its grotesque world ended up winning me over. Here you are a lone survivor, now you're out to take down the 7 Acolytes. These are like basically powerful gods. A whole lot of combat though, huge boss moments, and yeah, just overall really good stuff. Playing small chunks though is my recommendation. I kind of got a little burnout towards the end of the game with the combat. Also expect that combat here to be stamina based and not easy. Currently though, it's 70% off. Yooka-Laylee then is for the 3D platformer fans out there. It's a complete love letter to the genre. You're taking control of these characters to take down Capital B. He's after all the world's bucks so he can convert them into profits. The platforming is good though, as are the enemies and the locations. There's that sense of collectathon to it all, which is kind of traditional for the genre. And while I will say I preferred the 2D sequel, this is still good stuff and it's well worth 80% off. It's also a pretty long game as well, average is 15 hours, and it has some multiplayer modes as well. Monster Sanctuary then is a unique one. Think here Pokemon meets Metroidvania. Really enjoyed this one. It's quite a strange hybrid, but it actually works. Think here the exploration of Metroidvanias, but then the combat is tactical 3 versus 3 turn-based. The monsters though will be key as well, because they're going to allow you to move forward on your path, almost like new skills in a traditional Metroidvania. I would watch a full review on this one honestly, just get a good feel for it, but I can easily get behind it. With 66% off, it's actually one I regret not reviewing. Party Hard 2 then, and this is a series I really enjoy. I've always loved a strategy experience, but this one is unique. You're playing as a sociopath that goes after those causing, let's say, kind of like noise disruptions. Often you'll face some scary individuals, so think like drug rings, but it's almost stealth-based objective gameplay. It has the occasional frame rate drop, but nothing major, and I love the pixelated 3D style they went for. 14 levels though, 4 playable characters, and tons of ways to take down those targets. It's currently 75% off. The best fight experience on the Switch then, BLAZBLUE Central Fiction, is currently on sale in the UK, EU and Australia for a steal of a price, 90% off. We've seen this in the US and Canada before, so it's about time it hit other regions. It's a 2D 1v1 fighter, incredible cast, huge amount of depth to its combat system, and I've been playing it ever since the first entry. I even picked up a fight stick for my Switch purely for this game. The only thing I will warn here, it has a story mode that is purely a visual novel, and it will nearly be impossible to jump into without prior experience with the series, so maybe do some research online first if you do want to dive into that. The pixel work though in combat, another level. Alright, so Foreclosed is an interesting one, no question, a great price, 70% off, but this game absolutely has its issues basically. It's a third-person action shooter, it's throwing you into a cyberpunk world, and it comes packaged with this like incredible comic book style. That said though, it has issues, frustrating designs, the camera can get a little bit strange at points, the gameplay loop, it is very basic. I think at this point though, the problems are easier to forgive, but I still urge you to take a look at my review in the pinned comments. Set your expectations at the right level before jumping in. Steamworld Heist Ultimate Edition then, it's here with 80% off. I decided to choose just one entry for this week, but do know the 2 dig entries and also Quest are on sale right now as well. They're a bit more kind of action orientated. I also reviewed their latest game, The Gunk, over on Xbox Corner for anyone that is interested. This one though, think a tactical experience in a fantastic universe. Turn-based for that movement, but you will be aiming in real time. You can pull off all sorts of trick shots, and it's got a lengthy story mode and all DLC. It even packs a new game plus as well, and touch controls. I just don't think you can go wrong at this price. A short hike now then, and what a gem this game is. As the name suggests, it's short, about 90 minutes. I've actually played it a few times now though since release. It's all about ascending a mountain on a short vacation, packs in this simplistic but touching storyline. And yeah, the visuals, if they ain't for you here in the trailer, you can kind of smooth things out in the options. It's something I actually did, you'll see that in my video review. A steal though, with 30% off because the game was cheap to begin with. Into the final 3 games of the week then. Blasphemous is a great action platformer that's extremely challenging as well. It takes influence from the world of Souls, not in the sense stamina based combat, however more in that visual and the health regeneration system. Here though, you are the penitent one out to free this world from what is a cycle of death and rebirth. Its gothic stuff, boss moments are epic, and its visuals just something special. Its downfall, I did find a few of the more platforming focused sections, they could be a little bit awkward, but that's definitely minor, and 85% off, that is a huge discount. So our penultimate game of the video then, Oxenfree, with a huge 90% off. This is for those in the UK, EU and Australia. Realistically, for many, gold coins will cover the purchase price as well, which is never a bad thing. A sequel is incoming soon as well, and we don't see sales all that often on this game. Nothing close to this sort of discount level as well. It's 2.5D in style. It's an adventure thriller about a group of friends who open a rift. It's for fans of point and click. Great time though, and I like the fact here they implemented touch controls for those that want it. So our final game of the video then, Saints Row 4 re-elected, and thanks to Mr. Bayram over on Twitter who brought this one to my attention when it went live in the UK. A monster 93% off. There's just nothing to question here. The price is right, the gameplay is solid. It's going to be a good alternative as well to GTA given the disaster that was the trilogy recently. This is also then more like old school GTA 3 where it's less focused on, you know, serious stakes, more on simply having fun. The only thing I will add though, it's around an alien invasion. I did miss the more grounded gang related story of the third entry. Still though, this price, very little reason not to dive in. And that is the week down, 20 games under $10, and this may be better honestly than what we saw for Black Friday. A lot of these we just don't see them all that often, and even the ones we do, they're new low prices, which is always a win. Will you be adding anything to the library this week though, or holding onto that cash? Let me know in the comments down below. A shout out then first of all to RedDeerGames with their latest release, Trash Quest, for sponsoring today's video, and then of course to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.